Okay, drawing step 11, drawing 6, drawing the basic shape of your sculpture. This is for E, where you have a box attached to a smaller box. So you start the same as before, and then you finish off keeping in mind that do you have a rectangle or do you have a regular box. So I am, for the purpose of this drawing, pretending I'm drawing a basketball hoop. So I'm going to keep this kind of thin because a basketball, the back, board, I don't know what things are called, would be thin. So I extend my third vertical up, and then I attach it to Sue on the top and to Fred. Okay, once I have that, I need to decide where my hoop starts. And what can be really helpful is you think you know the center of the box, like you might think that this is the center, but by taking one corner and attaching it to the other on just the front, and taking one corner and attaching it to the other, this gets you what is called the visual center, which is not the actual center, but it's what visually looks like the center. So you will notice when I take a vertical straight down that this side is actually longer than this side, but visually, if I hold this up and away, by creating perspective, we need one side, the side that's further away, to be shorter than the side that's closest to us. So that information can help you then determine where you want this additional box to start. So if this is my center, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to create just a dot on my bottom baseline that connects to Sue. And from there, I'm going to extend up my 5th vertical. Now I'm going to just extend it randomly, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to decide where I want it to stop, and I'm going to erase the extra. On my 5th vertical, I do like I've always done. The bottom connects to Sue, so the bottom has to connect to Fred. The top needs to connect to Sue. I'm having this moment to run out of lead. And the top needs to connect to Fred. From here, I now can come over and assessing the visual center, trying to create it in the center. I'm going to create my 6th vertical, and then I'm very careful to head to the line that's coming off of my 5th vertical. So this is my 6th vertical. Again, there's a dot at the top, there's a dot at the bottom. Both connect to Sue. They need to connect to Fred, but I'm not going back into space, I'm pulling away. And then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to pull away. I now need to go back to my 5th vertical and do that same thing. And I don't have you do it till now because I find students get confused. So now we pull this away. Going to the top of my 5th vertical, we pull away. Then, these lines that are pulling away, I have to decide how far do I want this box to come out, making sure that my ruler's parallel. With all these lines, you'll start getting it crooked. So this is where you can do that cheat. Line it up, get it straight, making sure it's the 2 lines coming off of the 5th vertical. I connect up. Again, if it's helpful to make your little dots, this connects to Fred. I need to connect it to Sue. And then from here, you probably have a bunch of line chaos. So it is helpful to follow off of your 7th vertical, out, 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 and I just make a little dot so I can help find it. If you ever wonder why there's like little dots on top of when there's a bunch of like electrical lines, it's for the same purpose, so they know which line is which. So you can go down over here and connect out and make a little dot. Okay, now that you know, these are my two, or triangles, if that's more helpful. So they're different from your other thing. Then you have to go to your sixth. So I was at my seventh net, okay, go to my sixth vertical, and I have to find where the sixth top line connects to the seventh top line, which is right here. I'm gonna do a triangle. Then I gotta go back to my sixth vertical, bottom dot, and I have to connect out until I find where it meets with my seventh and make, in this case, I'm gonna make a triangle. And then I connect my two triangles. This line might be crooked, and that's okay. And now hopefully you can see the box attached to another box.